Have you done that FaceApp thing?
Yeah, I heard like the Russians are like stealing all our shit, but Facebook has been stealing our shit for years.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of the Russians. I'm scared of the Americans. I'm scared of that, like that cyborg Zuckerberg. Get in the zone.
Get in the zone.
Get in the zone.
Focus. Me.
Blah 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 blah.
What is
blah,
that?
Blah, blah, blah.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch. He has a name that actually manages to like warm your voice up.
But he does a voice warm up thing where it's like I can't remember where it goes, but it's like Benedict Cumberbatch. He's got like a little rhyme that he uses to warm up. It's quite funny.
I wonder if that's true.
I don't know. Have you heard it?
Yeah. I saw the YouTube video.
Yeah. It's funny.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay.
Wicked. Arcade Studio Podcast. Welcome everybody. It's just the two of us today. This is, I think, the last episode for the season, which is why we're slipping back into our native tongue.
Yes, it's been a while since we have we've had an English episode, so we might as well just get back into it and close the season.
Yeah, like we started it.
Exactly, badly. With bad everything.
But it's been quite crazy, this first year. It's been fun.
It's going to be like, I saw that the first episode went online on September 11th. It was another disaster. But maybe when we come back, I'm going to be on holiday maybe, but we could do something.
Yeah, we can try.
For 1 year, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's been pretty crazy. I mean, I never expected it to be this much fun and to talk to as many cool people. Yeah,
I didn't think when we first started off, it was like a thing that we were just going to play with, and it became quite serious very quickly.
Serious fun.
Okay, yeah, exactly. We're going to do this. We're going to take time off from everything, and we're actually going to make sure that this happens. And it's been cool. It's been really nice to have this thing to look forward to, like every week.
And it was like really organic as well. I mean, it just became another dot on your calendar. And it's like, okay, cool.
It has to be done.
It has to be done, and I want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You had that shirt on the last time, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
It was like yesterday, not 2 weeks ago.
Well, whatever. Well, I did wash it. Between the two episodes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's clean. It was clean this morning. Okay. It's not clean anymore.
But who was your what were your favorite moments?
I don't know. I had a lot of for me, Ched was fantastic. He just he's just a character, and he was on it from the beginning to the end, and it was just like a super fantastic conversation. Then the Surf Skate Film Festival, the ones that we did on location, that was really fun. I think that was cool.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting to do those like short bites like that. But I think everybody was I've learned from everybody. They were all really interesting. There was just I wouldn't say any downers. It was just all. No. It was all cool.
Yeah, as far as guests go, it wasn't like no one was down. Everyone was very interesting. I would like to see the first episodes and see how everything changed as well. Learning how to do the audio processing and all the filters and changing the look and the actual look and feel of everything.
We managed to apply what we do for a living into this thing now. It's now it's starting to look like something that's produced by people that actually work in the
at least we hope so.
in the visual industry rather than just a couple of dumbasses. But
we're still looking for sponsors. And, sorry.
Hopefully September. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Taco Truck.
Taco Truck.
We like you very much.
Yeah. We had some today before.
We did. We've sponsored you guys. Now it's time to give back to the community.
Exactly. It's just been
And who are your favorites? Who was the one that you came away with?
Okay, so the ones I'd rather talk about the ones I keep on talking about with other people, and just because it was so crazy, the Prosper Visions one
that went off the rails completely.
They went off the rails completely, and in a good way. And then behind the scenes about that is that we had some taco truck burritos before. We had some drinks, and we just started talking, and we got a little bit tipsy, and then the whole 3-hour conversation just got alcoholically induced and just got way out of
really
control.
slowed to that one.
Yeah, it was people got drunk watching that one, I think. And then afterwards, when we finished the broadcast or whatever, we kept on talking for other 3 hours, and we finished that bottle of whiskey that was on the table. That
was done. It was completed.
And the next morning, I was just like so over it. And they keep on posting, and like they're already hyped in it.
Yeah. They were actually that was like another one of my like highlights. It definitely was really, really interesting to like hang out with people that have like it's a completely different way of life to me.
Yeah,
so it's like. It's wicked to...
And a way of thinking as well.
Yeah, completely. It's interesting. It's really nice. And I really like it when the chats get a little bit, into like mind territory, where it's a little bit, the things that you're talking about could be perceived as dangerous or as like, things that you're not supposed to say. And like what I posted, if anybody's interested, they go to the Prosper podcast. Underneath it, I posted a link to who was it? Eric Weinstein.
Weinstein.
That he says what I was trying to say with a lot of difficulty. He just says it in like 2 words, and it was just perfect. Because it's like it's really interesting. But anyway, like to see that, to like get into that type of territory, and like to be able to chat about it, and because that's where you sort of build bridges and you sort out, you make connections, like real ones, rather than just talking about like how nice the summer was and whatever.
Yeah, of course. And then like also in the beginning, it's always good when you're trying to figure out a hard like topic, a difficult topic, you have to kind of like make it up as you go along. You're like making up your mind. You're forming opinions while you're talking. Like that's how I do most of my debates or whatever, or my conversations is always like, I don't maybe have an opinion on something, like the Alberto Botta, the economy one. I had no idea, like super ignorant on like economics and everything, but like talking, I can kind of get, okay, I'm getting to a place. And then the next time someone talks about economics, I can start from there and then build on it or like break it down. And so this has been like really interesting for me in general, and doing it in Italian, like, it's been difficult.
It's been difficile.
But I thought it would be harder.
Yeah, me too.
I think that people have been giving us they've been giving us their support, and I think maybe the fact that we're not that radiophonic.
Yeah, especially me. I've got a weird voice.
Well, everyone has a weird voice on here.
You
have a little. You're like the alien from Men in Black.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Like
you open up the face and it's like, we come in peace. I can't remember any quotes from that movie. But I mean, I don't know.
Anyway, because I speak for my throat. So it's
my throat.
Yeah, I didn't do drama at school.
No, you didn't do drama? We had like some drama.
Well, yeah, like the first, like those like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like it was pretty fun. Like the first, what was like 7th grade, 6th and 7th grade, they had like a drama class, and then it was just like
and then you had to pick it if you wanted to keep.
If you wanted to get beat up at school.
So talking about difficult subjects. We went. Thank you very much, by the way, because that was my very early birthday present.
Or very late.
We went to see Louis CK, who came to Italy for the first time. The first major international like comedian to actually come and visit our shores. And I think from the reaction of the people, it's going to be the first of many.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, because it was wild. It was absolutely wild. He was on fire and really like just blew us away. Like for those who don't know, but I think we've covered this before in the podcast.
Definitely.
So anyway, he's had some problems with the Me Too situation, and so you can't really like go on stage in the States without people like heckling or whatever. So I think what he's done is he's come to Europe, and he's like done some more underground shows just to work on his material, which is already like polished. No? Yeah,
I think like some of the jokes have already been done in other shows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the show that's been leaked, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
With some extra things added on that weren't in that cut, but definitely it's that material there. It's much more polished than it was when he did it in the States, and it's still, there are some sections where you can feel that it's not quite CK rhythm.
Yeah,
but it's 99% there. I think when he comes out with his show, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to do like a special in Europe. He's probably going to like film something.
I don't know what he's going to do, but I think he was doing Warsaw. He did like Athens, Milan, and Warsaw. Like very weird selection of cities. But I was expecting. Well, I mean, I knew there was going to be a full house because it was sold out. But I was expecting like lots of expats and tourists or whatever. I wasn't expecting 1,000 Italians to be listening to Louis CK and laughing at the jokes
and getting them.
Yeah. That was really good. That's thanks to Netflix, 100%.
Definitely,
Yeah,
like all the Netflix basically. You're watching original shows with the original language, with the subtitles in English.
10 years ago, that was like unthinkable. And I think that's like we talked about it before the show. I think one of the reasons that he thought that he could actually come here and have an audience is that they've got all the data that Netflix picks up of how many people in each country are listening to things in the original language. And
it's like, I found it pretty weird, like when you started seeing it on the Italian Netflix, like you would find Louis CK and you would start seeing all these like stand-up shows. And then like, I'm like, wow, like people are probably interested in this and they're trying to get into it. And then I was really, really pleased about that. And then obviously they have like some analytics or some
they
data.
must have shared it with him and said, look, Italy, you're going to have at least an audience. It's worth going there and booking out a thing. He added an extra date because there were so many.
2 extra dates.
Yeah. Madness. But
and
it was
everyone was hyped on it. Everyone, except for the
journalists. The journalists just don't get it.
But I think, do you think they don't get it, or they have to do that kind of opinion? They have to have that opinion because that's what's going to be read in the end of it.
Yeah,
I read one of them. I think it was a wide one. I couldn't tell if he was like pro or against, like pro.
Yeah.
Because like it started off, it seemed a little bit against, like he's talking about all that shit. And then at the end, he's like the one and only Louis CK. I mean,
I think the main theme of all of them was like, the king is dead, and this is his swan song sort of thing. It's like, this is his death throes. And he's now come to Italy to pander to these... They were quite rude to the people who actually went to watch it as well. They were like, look
really?
at this little these minions that are there to hold up the body of the fallen king and that kind of stuff.
He was holding himself up like no problem. And
it's like, really, you don't get it. And it's like, I don't know, if they obviously not people that follow comedy, so they don't know how it works. They don't know the whole thing about how you work on a show. You don't write it down on a piece of paper and then just keep it there until it's ready to go on the show. You go and test it out in front of audiences. So
I think that's also like once you get into a scandal, like everything that's even minimally offensive, you have to write about. Like it doesn't become a joke anymore. It becomes he's offending people. And like before, it was just a funny joke that was, I'm laughing at this funny joke. I shouldn't be laughing. And that's how, it's supposed to be a comedy is like that. And then I think it's so awesome that there was like a whole lot of stand-up comedians from Milan, like going to that and figuring out
this is how it's
done. Like learning from.
They needed to see that.
You have to see that, and you have to have places where they provide you with these amazing. Like we're not talking about Bill Cosby. We're not talking about Weinstein or whatever.
He didn't do like
Harvey, whatever.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein. He what he's been accused of is psychological, and it's like on paper it's not against the law because he said let's do this, and the person on the other side said okay, and he did it, and then there's the whole thing of okay, yes, but you're in a position of power, and so I sort of had to say it, and I sort of had to say yes because otherwise you could ruin my career and blah 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 blah. That's for me. That's on you. Like for me personally, like if you think that you got to do something to further your career, and you do it, you're doing it to further your career. It's up to you. There are millions of other ways to do things. And, maybe that door is closed to you, but there's another door that opens up. So if you don't want to, like, if you have morals and if you have your point of view, then you just say no, and then just like take a hit in your career. It's like, we've all, I mean.
He's definitely had to go through that as well. Like in a male-dominated like area like comedy, you know that they've had to go through that, and it's like super psychological. And then between comedians, they like tear each other up. They like, of course, they test
especially when he was coming out. Like now, it seems to be a little bit more of a fun place to hang out at the store, and like everybody likes each other, and there's like lots of money going around for comedians because of all the shows and blah blah blah. But back in the day, there wasn't that much money, so everybody was sort of at each other's necks.
Yeah, but there's nothing funny about peace. No. You know what I mean? It's like nothing like dramatic comes from like a peaceful thing. Like unless you're doing something like I read this article on. It was an article. I read this article. That's really funny. I watched the YouTube video.
Oh, that's right.
Read. There was like the cubicle in 90s movies. Because like in the 90s it was pretty much like a good economic situation, and like everyone had stable jobs, but they were kind of shitty jobs. So like Fight Club, Matrix, what is that? Not The Office. There was another movie. I can't remember. There's all based on a cubicle, but very like a very like down, like kind of a downer kind of thing. And some of them are also comedies. But I mean, that's like a peaceful situation, but like drama comes out of it because it's so like boring and and then like funny shit happens. But like if everyone's like just treating each other well, no comedy is going to come out from that.
No, of course not. It comes out of tension.
Exactly. Like comedy came out from the first like Neanderthal that said, "Hey, dude, your balls are hanging like out of your loincloth," kind of thing. Or like you have like big balls, and then they're like, okay, they started covering up each other.
Yeah,
or whatever. Or like he said, "No, you got big balls," or "You got no balls." That's where it started.
Of course, I mean it comes from just like pointing things out.
Yeah,
I mean Jerry Seinfeld's the master of that.
Yeah, and he insults you in such a classy way.
Yeah. That
you don't even know you're being insulted. He's not like Larry David.
No.
Larry David is like he'll actually tell you what the fuck you're doing. Like what no, you're stupid. What you doing? But
Jerry is like super super sweet. I've been watching the new season of Comedians in Cars. So good.
I watched it at the beginning, and then I kind of got out of it. Like when I broke away from that loop, it was like bringing me in. I stopped watching, but and then I just started watching like Arrested Development and Curb Your Enthusiasm. But that Curb is the one thing that I wish like you would. Those are the situations you kind of want to be in, but not be a part of. I don't know if like
be next door.
Like you want to be like the guy in the room that's like seeing this and like being oh shit, like what's happening, Because it's like so cringeworthy sometimes, and it's like other times it's so like empowering. You're like, he's telling this guy off. Like, do you see the first episode of the 9th season, the last season?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
He basically
I haven't watched them all.
I think 5 or 6 years off in between seasons, like from the 8th and the 9th. And everything shitty that happened in the first 8 seasons, where he was like kind of in a dick, got kind of confirmed. Like he was confirmed as the right guy. He was doing the right thing in the first. Okay. Like talking about the big vagina and that she actually stole the baseball. Like all these things get confirmed. So it was cool, like starting off like that, and then he goes on this whole fatwa thing. Yeah, it was really cool.
No, I need to get into it. I haven't got the time at the moment to really get into and watch these things. Like last night I watched a couple of episodes of Comedians in Cars, but because I was in a hotel room by myself.
Communists in Cars?
Communists in Cars.
Like Havana.
Yeah, exactly. Most comedians are communists anyway, aren't they?
No, I don't know about that anymore.
Lefty.
I think it's a kind of a mix. It's a big mix. But like, not having enough time is like I've been thinking about this time dilation thing. That it would be, I think in the future it's going to happen that people are going to. I'm all like twisted. Like there's so much content that and so little time and like so much stuff to do that people are going to start doing kind of Matrix, just learning kung fu type thing, and you're going to be able to like time dilate your day and step into a kind of room like Goku when he goes into like a room. For him it's a year, and for everyone else it's like a minute or something like that. And you can just imagine that. Because there's another theory about John Wick,
Okay.
Have you been watching Small Beans?
Yes.
Okay, he started doing this after hours, off hours, and they did this one article. Oh, what is it called? An article or like a video something?
Review.
It wasn't even like a episode of Off Hours, but whatever. And they were talking about how John Wick is actually the program.
That's right.
The time-dilated program of when Neo learns all his skills.
Yeah, I watched that. I saw that. It was like, there was an Off Hours, wasn't it? It was about...
Oh, maybe, yeah.
It was. They were talking about which characters all live in the same universe, and they decided that Neo and
John Wick are
the same characters, and he's just learning in there. No, it was super funny.
That was really cool. And like, anyone watching this, like 101 subscribers, thank you all. Like, go and check out on YouTube. Small Beans is the channel, and I think it's just like Off Hours is the name of the show that they do.
Bloody brilliant!
It's
really
awesome.
Good. But it's Michael Swaim and his mates from Cracked. It's all of them at the end of the day. Did you see the episode where he's it's on the podcast where he's talking to Dan O'Brien?
Oh, really?
They seem to have fought. They had a fight because Dan became like the head of production and creativity at Cracked.
And just went all anti-Trump and all like left wing.
No, and it wasn't that. They weren't fighting about that. Michael, at the same time, he had become an alcoholic.
I wonder what happened.
And he was sort of like, he wasn't coming to work anymore. He'd work from the home, and like he was just not paying attention. And they were like best mates. So Dan, who's a bit of a nerd and a little bit like, he doesn't talk to people, he doesn't get his feelings out there in any way, he would just like bury it all inside, and then all of a sudden he snapped. And they had a bit of a fight, and they didn't speak to each other for a while. And now they sort of like, they had this big like 3-hour podcast where they managed to like patch up and just talk about their problems and talk about all that kind of stuff. And now they're doing shows again together and stuff. It's quite fun.
They're probably going to do another Off Hours as well.
Well, yeah, probably. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's really interesting to see that. And it's nice how they managed to keep their intellectual property. They just had to change the name. They're doing exactly the same shows that they were doing at Crack. Like, but they just changed the name, changed the location. It's like, fine.
It's perfect. Brilliant. It's fine.
No, but those guys are really good.
But do you think, like, I've been seeing a lot of this. I actually started seeing it more when with Opie and Anthony, the radio show, where they just start airing out personal issues on the air. Yeah. And maybe I think there's like a whole psychological aspect to this that really helps. Like, it's liberating.
Yeah, I think so. Could be.
And just like I see a lot of podcasts doing that now.
But it's because it's like it's kind of like going to a psychologist. You got the other person's voice is coming into your head directly. Yeah. It's you've drowned out everything else, and then if you're doing it like us with all the lights and everything, it's like really like you're on the spot. So it's like
there are lights as well.
There are lights.
Shit, this is a set. This is like a simulation.
We got it done. Yeah. So it's I think that becomes very intimate, and so at that point, then like when you do speak about something, it becomes more like deep.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like the whole sound aspect of it as well. Like you're feeling like you hear this booming voice. It's like, oh my God, like
the booming voice.
The booming voice.
That's the voice from the trailer.
Yeah. If anyone saw the trailer, that was me. I don't know if I can do it again though. Let me just see. What did it start off as? It's like talking. Just got to talk like from your
diaphragm.
Yeah, your diaphragm.
Which I've discovered is one of the most excellent pieces of meat in the
really?
The diaphragm. Oh my God. Anyway, let's forget about that. It's really good. It's like it's a little bit fatty, so it's super flavorful. It's really good. They call it skirt steak in skirt steak because it's like it's a big round like
disc,
like a tire basically. So it's like a ribbon. It's like an elastic band.
It like vibrates.
It's like an elastic band. So that you must imagine that it goes all the way around your thorax. And so that if there's a good butcher, he'll take that out for you and keep it all in one piece. But I didn't realize this until the other day when I bought like a whole one and I like opened it up and it's like, oh shit, I thought it was going to be like long and flat and said it's like round. Like, oh, okay. Well,
but like, do all animals have it?
Yeah. Anything that breathes. It's a muscle that opens and contracts your
shit.
Yeah, your thing. Your thorax.
Thing.
Anyway, so that's what's it called? biology lesson, anatomy 101.
Exactly.
That's all I know.
Diaphragm is good to eat.
Diaphragm is good to eat.
It's like awesome.
My goodness. Yeah. So anyway, just 1 second back at the CK thing. That was, I think, one of the best experiences that I've been through in a while.
Yeah, well, like I don't go to many live shows at all, like concerts. I've been trying to do that a little bit more with with Claudim, who's here
on the couch.
On the couch. I'm not shooting anything for the casting couch though.
No.
But yeah, that was I'm trying to get back into it because I've discovered like how not only how entertaining it is, but it's like a whole other experience.
Yeah, it's a 360 degrees. It's
but I mean, I know I'm like raining on water. What is it? Is that like, how do you say it in Italian? That's like
in Italian it makes sense, but it doesn't really make. But you're preaching to the choir.
I'm preaching to the choir. I mean, like, wow, okay, you're telling me something new. Like concerts are awesome. But yeah, just like I've learned to appreciate it a little bit more and be a little bit more selective. I went to the Miami festival in Milan, and it was like a super awesome experience. But maybe because I'm more into music because of Claudia, that it's been like, I don't know, just like something new has sparked. It was something old has re-sparked in me, and I'm getting back into them. Like I'm appreciating a good like live set. Like, like everyone I saw was like really good, and like theater with Louis CK and like the 3 comics that were before him. I mean,
yeah, you remember their names, don't you?
Yeah, I just one, just like Keith Robinson. Yeah, like he was on Tough Crowd and he did all the shit.
They were good. They were all
really
good.
They were very well selected.
Yeah, perfect. No, but anyway, that was amazing. The crowd was amazing. The Italian journalists don't know what they're talking about. Hopefully, we'll be able to get one on sooner. From
that would be really cool. Actually,
yeah, I'd like to try and get somebody on. So if anybody out there has contacts with journalists, just let us know, and we'll try and invite them and get us. Actually, this is an open invitation. Anybody who's interested, just drop us an email and we can hook it up. Yeah. You know, you can come out and we have a chat. And if there's anybody you want to speak to, I mean, we got some great guests already lined up for the next season.
Yeah, September's going to be awesome.
September's going to be fucking cool. Yeah.
September's going to be really cool. We got maybe a science
we got a scientist. That's a friend of Emanuele. He's going to come on.
Emanuele
Ferrari. The last episode he was here. And then who else do we got? We got. Well, we're going to get definitely Jason on.
Jason Adriani, finally.
Top inline skater. And then,
I'm not going to name them all.
No,
but
exactly.
we got like a big lineup.
That sounds like we got nobody.
No, there's so many on the list.
We promise we have a lot of people.
People are getting back into it. Like not back into it, but they're getting into it now.
Yeah.
So that's been a tough thing. Like trying to convert people into podcasts. But since I've started it, like so many people have come up to me, and a lot of them ask me like, "Oh, what's all this about?" Like, you know, it's like a radio show, or is it like, what do you do? Oh, we just talk to people. It's like, oh, is that it? And then they start seeing it, and they're like, oh, I saw that episode, and that was pretty cool. And the 3-hour episode with Prosper, they were like, I'm never going to listen to that. And then they all listen to it. And then a lot of people have been asking me about like tips on doing podcasts, and I'm like, I think do it, man.
I think that's one of those things that, I mean, it's the medium of the moment, definitely 100%. Like, I think it's the fastest growing sort of like alternate media market that's in existence at the moment. And I think it's because people are tired of just showing their faces and their asses on social media. They want to just get their voice out and somehow. And
which is the most intimate thing in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, those are your thoughts.
Because it's your ideas, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It's way more intimate than an asshole, you know? I mean, like, that's just a piece of meat.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, in the end, at the end of the day, I mean, who gives a shit? Like, if you're
But that's the thing. That's the thing with like Instagram. You know, you swipe through and it's like you have such a superficial idea of what a person is. It's like, okay, beautiful, cool, sunny beaches, blah, blah, blah. As soon as they talk, then it becomes interesting. Like Allegra, you know, model, beautiful. She's you know, all over the world, you know, doing her thing. Then she starts talking. You discover, oh, she's like
An actress.
she's an actress, and then she goes and lectures in Paris about economics, and it's like, what the fuck? Okay, so you discover what the person actually is talking to them, rather than just looking at them. And I think that's why it's become such a popular medium.
Definitely,
and then it's such a cool way to kill some time.
Definitely, yeah. But it's the most ancient of storytelling. In the end of the day, I think it was one of the first things we said on the first episode.
Yeah,
just how powerful storytelling is, and if you manage to that's been a crazy thing. Actually having episodes where there aren't any dead moments, which I thought would be the hardest thing to do in the end.
Yeah, me too.
Aside from taking down the cameras and stuff, but I mean that seems like such a difficult thing to do, but once you start doing it, you feel kind of you actually am to do it. You actually okay, I want okay, and then that's also hard is letting the other person talk.
Yeah, I know. I'm finding that very difficult.
But I think that's one of the good things. I talk a little bit less and you talk a little bit more, and you keep it going. You have interesting questions when you're not talking about yourself. And then and I can kind of jump on that with something silly, but then I get sparked, there's okay, I actually want to talk about that. And then I pose a question really badly and in a clumsy way, and then the person hopefully understands what I'm talking about and cuts me off and starts talking.
Okay, yeah, but it seems like it's working. It seems like it's a good combination. I just realized that I'm getting better at talking in real life as well, just because I'm talking here, and
really?
and like we've said, we got to listen more, and I have a tendency that as soon as I've got the concept and the person on the other side is going on about the same thing, and I'm I've got it. It's I jump in, and I'm yeah, and then I want to rebut, and I'm slowly learning to just breathe a second and let the person finish, and because maybe there's something interesting in that section, and then you're less of a douche. First of all,
definitely. And then I see your eyes wandering every now and then when I'm editing the episodes.
Yeah.
I'm I look at you on the multicam. I'm looking at your shot, and I'm okay, he's wondering. His eyes are wandering. Yeah,
because usually it's because I'm looking at the computer just to see what's happening.
You can tell.
Yeah.
It's the computer's on that side, and you're just looking at this piece of wood.
Yeah, well, I know I'm not going to be on the screen in that moment, so I'm just I'm just listening. I'm listening more.
You're listening more. That's good, and which is our new slogan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's pretty cool, and we're going to have presents for coming in at the end of August, at the beginning of August,
if they make it on time.
Everyone who was on and everyone who will be on will get a special little present. You understand, Claudia?
Special present.
I just spat something all the way over there.
Okay, you can clean the studio later.
Slow-mo.
No, but wicked. Yeah. And then what else? What are you going to do this summer? You got any plans?
I have no idea. We've been working on her music career for quite a while. So we've been spending a lot of money on that. I've been spending some money on this. I don't know. Hopefully vacation. Early September.
Cool.
We'll see.
So August you're going to be here.
I'm going to be here in Milan, just chilling.
Cool.
Nothing really big planned. I want to do projects. I want to do my own thing. I don't really care. I don't mind if I don't do holidays or go somewhere. Obviously, Claudia would like to go away.
Yeah.
Obviously, and it's understandable. I understand that I'm not. I got to kind of of course. Kind of compromises. But I've got so many projects that I really want to do, and unless you put yourself, this podcast, unless you do it, you're not going to get anything done. So I'm really trying to get into that whole aspect of it, and then I want to skate more as well. I want to skate more. I want to get
get fit again.
Because
your arm is back to normal now, yeah?
My arm is not back to normal.
No,
it's not back to normal. It's still I can't extend it, and then I got this little bump.
It's
really
gross.
fucked up. Yeah.
Are you doing anything about that?
No.
Of course not.
Of course not. Why would I? Why would I want to be 100%, like have nothing to complain about.
It's fine. You'll fix it later.
Like I'm thinking one day it's just gonna like pop. So like pluck. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna just stay like that. It's gonna get worse.
Probably.
But it's fine. You don't need your arms to skate.
Well, yeah, you do actually. Like when you fall, I've been noticing that a lot.
When you fall, you need them.
You know exactly how many times you put your hands down and how heavy you are when you fall, and like you have like a little like nick on your finger. Forget about like a dislocated arm. So I get kind of paranoid. I'm like, oh shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just like really weird. You really think about it when you're falling.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the times I skate with something in my hand, like a hat or something. And when I do that, I don't concentrate on putting my hand down.
Okay.
I don't know if does this make any sense?
Because you don't want to put your hand down?
Yeah, because like if you have your open hand, you put your hand down.
Yeah.
Okay, like that.
Okay.
If you have something in your hand, you have like a balled fist.
Okay.
You tend to put your roll.
You tend to roll. Okay.
So like it's
helps,
just like a mental thing. You like force yourself to not put your hand down, and that helps.
It's almost like you've forgotten how to fall. Or have you always fallen on your hands?
No, I've always fallen on my hands, which is not a good thing actually. Mm-hmm. You know, it's really bad. You should just like learn how to roll. I've been seeing these kids like how they roll out of things. I'm like, whoa, it's crazy. Like they fall and it's like roll on their shoulder and they pop back up like a ninja. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit! Like I wish I could do that. Yeah. It's
too late to learn now. Man.
No, it's not too late. It's not too late. You just gotta like you gotta find yourself in that situation.
It's not too late.
It's definitely not too late. You can learn how to do that. No problem. You just gotta
do it.
Break habits.
Yeah. And that's a start then.
Yeah, that's a start.
Maybe you should go and do that zero gravity thing and just jump on the trampolines and just practice.
Trampolines are soft, man. You know, you have to land on like
the hard
cement.
Mm-mm. I know. But like snowboarders, they practice on trampolines to get their like rotation.
To get the rotation, but not to get the fall. Because if you get used to a trampoline, you're gonna like land on the trampoline, and it's gonna be okay. This is gonna like kind of.
I can land anyway.
It's soft. Yeah. But when you start landing on like hard ice, like has nothing to do with the trampoline. You have to know how to get out of that. Until you fall on that, you're never going to learn. No,
I was just thinking about like how to twist your body, like learning how to get your body into position.
Yeah, that definitely helps in like getting to know yourself, like your body, and like also yoga helps a lot. Like a lot of people have started doing yoga, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't like go through that hell and you need
that, of course, you have to have that.
You have to have that.
Real life it doesn't, there's no substitute for real life.
Yeah, it's like reflexes. Reflexes.
Absolutely. No, that's definitely. I did a thing. I was holding my niece the other day in Stefania's house, my wife's sister, and my mother-in-law was talking about all the bad things that can happen to people with children in a house. And so I was like, no, but come on, stop it. It's like, this is like a 1 in a million possibility of this happening, blah, blah, blah. So I get up to walk around the lounge, and we had put up some barriers so that my kid couldn't run around and go and kill herself in other places. And I kicked one of the barriers and it slipped under my foot. And as it was slipping under my foot, I was falling.
Oh my God.
So with the baby in my hand, and I was like, okay, the only thing I don't want is to land on baby, right?
Just to not hear the end of it from the...
Yeah, exactly. I must save the kid. Like, I don't want to hear my mother-in-law going, yes, I was right, you know?
Exactly.
And like, so I just like, I twisted myself. It was all like super slow motion. I twisted down and I like fell like on a bar of steel, like on my ribs. And the pain was incredible, but I was like, oh, is the baby okay? The baby's okay. I felt like such a hero. But it's like,
have you seen those dad things? Those are amazing. Those compilations on YouTube.
But you can feel that. You can feel that superpower growing in you when you have a kid, because you're so careful. But
that it's basically coming from, you don't want to hear it afterwards from the wife,
100%,
or the mother, or the whatever.
Absolutely. And usually you've put the kid in the situation that's dangerous in the first place.
Shit.
So, it's like, go ride the bike down the hill. And it's like, oh shit, he's going to kill the other kid. Yeah. So you always have to like save your ass somehow.
Definitely.
But it's all from a heightened sense of attention. Like you can see it happening because you're looking at what's happening. If you were just sitting there having a drink with your mates, with somebody else's kid, you wouldn't be saving that kid.
Damn, I'm always like, super careful with other people's kids.
Yeah, but I mean, if it because it's a friend of yours.
Yeah, but I mean,
But-
like
but not-
even like just general, like kids, even if I don't know them, if they're in the vicinity, I see them starting to play with knives and like little like sharp objects, and I'm like, where the fuck are the parents? Like, where are they? Like, I have to get up and like take the sharp, like dangerous thing away from the kid because I'm gonna like.
Yeah. Oh, but that's normal.
Yeah, but that's not. Well, why do parents stop doing that though?
I don't know.
That's what I don't get.
Because they tired and they freaking out.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're
So
doing.
just like I
They're
just
moaning.
catch them sometimes. It's like looking at the kid and he's like going towards something.
Yeah,
I'm
and the
looking at-
parents probably like they got their eye on them somehow, but it's like waiting for it. Is it going to happen? Let me
It's
have
like
this
deep down, you're like,
last second of peace before I have to get up and save your ass, please. Just one more.
just don't do
Turn
anything.
away.
And there's like,
Anyway, no, but that's cool. Kids. Jesus. I gotta go see mine just now. Sleeping.
do you want to go now?
No. Tomorrow. I'll
Like,
see
how long
you.
have we been going on
We've
for?
done 40 minutes.
Okay,
Ah,
it was a good little catch up. But you're going to be going to Mauritius now.
No, Seychelles.
Seychelles.
Last week of August. The first 3 weeks I'm going to be in the mountains, just chilling out. I've managed to book myself a 1 night free of wife, mother-in-law, and kid. I'm going to backpack up a mountain and just stay there on the top of the mountain and just by myself for 1 night. That's the most. I would have liked to do like a couple of nights, 3 or 4 nights, but I'm just going to do 1 because that's the most I've been able to buy.
Have you got anything planned?
For that? No, I'm just going to chill up there. I'll bring my camera and maybe shoot like streaky stars or something. I don't know.
I saw you've been posting more photos like that you've been taking.
Yeah. I've done some more landscapes and stuff that have been popping out. Yeah, but it's nice. I love the mountains. It's like my favorite place for me. Like just to chill out there. I get inspired by them. I like to take pictures of cows. It's fun. It's nice. It's my happy place. And then that's going to be it. And then we're going to go for like 8 days to Seychelles and do a flight with a kid for the first time. See what happens. That's going to be fun, I think.
12 hours?
Yeah, like 15 hours. So
15 hours?
Yeah, but it's like 5 hours.
Seychelles, where are they?
It's just underneath. It's like underneath India, the Indian Ocean, underneath India, more or less in line with.
It's higher
Mozambique.
up than
The top of Mozambique. You pull a line eastwards, and it's more or less there. Yeah. But it's like the middle of nowhere. But it's like a 5-hour flight from Milan to Doha. Then we stay in Doha for 5 hours, and then we fly out from there. So it's like 10 hours in the plane. That should be okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it could be amazing. It could be like a nightmare. No.
For the kid or just for the place?
Well, I think she's going to cry. No, the place is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But I think the flight with a little kid who can't sit still for 5 seconds, that's going to be like a lot of tears and...
A lot of dirty looks.
Yeah, I think so. I've got to put... That's the one thing I hate. Like in the restaurant, when she starts crying, I'm like up and I'm out the door and I'm like, calming her down and whatever. So I really hate like annoying other people when they're trying to have their time out, because I realize that like I need my R&R. Everybody deserves their nice quiet dinner or aperitivo, and like you got to be a real dick to just be sitting there with a screaming kid. To like,
he's a kid.
He's a kid. Yeah, he's just a kid. Exactly. I don't believe
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. For me, it's like, no, it's not just a kid. It's like you bringing a kid into a place where adults are trying to relax and unwind. Take the kid outside, relax and whatever. But in a plane, you have no choice. You can't take a kid outside. So we'll see what happens.
You think she's going to remember?
No.
It's like
I doubt it. She's like one.
She doesn't remember me at all.
She's 15 months. Yeah, you don't see her enough. Yeah.
She was looking at me like she was eyeballing me yesterday.
Oh, you saw her yesterday? Yeah,
I saw her yesterday because I went to get the keys for the studio.
Yeah.
And your wife left me with her.
All right.
And she was eating. Aside from the fact she eats a shitload.
Yeah.
Because she was like eating like a plate of pasta and the same plate, like the same portion of mandarins.
Yeah.
Like tangerines, whatever the fuck they're called. But I mean, I was like, I would have trouble finishing that.
No, she eats.
And she was just like staring me down. She was like,
who the fuck are you? You look almost like
she,
dad.
Yeah, she's like, ooh.
Something wrong. Like a weird version of dad.
And then like your mommy would come down and she'd be like, eh.
Yeah. Have you been done that FaceApp thing?
Yeah, I heard like the Russians are like stealing all our shit, but Facebook has been stealing our shit for years.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of the Russians. I'm scared of the Americans. I'm scared of that that cyborg Zuckerberg.
Yeah, but I was watching this this channel of these guys. They do visual effects, and they broke it down and like we're explaining how it works. It's amazing. Like basically what they've done is machine learned. They've told this program to look at faces of old people and sort of map where more or less wrinkles fall on their faces and how their faces shrink or grow or whatever. And then they just map that onto like any face.
That's why you can get them from like from different angles as well. Like this whole deep fake thing is going to be a real problem in a couple of years.
Yeah. It's going to be madness.
It's going to get so good. Have you seen the Jack Nicholson Shining scene with Jim Carrey's face on it?
No, I haven't.
That's like, I thought it was Jim Carrey who actually like filmed the scene.
Really?
And then they took his face and they put it on. But basically, they had machines learn, they took a whole bunch of movies of Jim Carrey, and it kind of took like the colors and like the facial expressions, and it mashed it together, and it put it like on his face, and it's like perfect. Like
it's 100%. You can't really go wrong with it. It's like we're not going to know what we're looking at anymore.
But I mean, like, I really appreciate the lengths they went to do that app so well to steal your information.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been just like a shitty little thing.
You know what? The first theory that I had was that it's not so much that they want to steal your information because they know like what you look like already. They want to know what you're going to look like in 30 years' time.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so that you disappear from the face of the earth or whatever for 20 years. You go live in a hut in Costa Rica with no cameras. You've gone off everything. And then you reappear and you're like a terrorist, you know? Boom, cameras pick you up. Oh, it looks like you from like 30 years ago. I remember you did FaceApp. You're fucked.
Yeah, but do you think that like in 20 years that's even going to be an issue?
But it might not be, but it might be, you know? It might be something that you need to do, you know?
So I think like in about 10 years, there's going to be a way to track like DNA, like without any problems.
There'll be so many other things, but in the meantime, the computers know. They have that information, and now, like today, I screenshotted it. A kid in China who disappeared like 10 years ago.
They found him.
They found him through FaceApp.
That's pretty insane.
Because they did the identikit. And anyway, going back to these guys, these visual effects guys, what they did was they drew, you can FaceApp more than once. You can like do the same picture, make them like older and older and older.
Yeah, you end up like the guy who falls in acid in RoboCop.
Yeah, exactly. But what they did is they just drew a face, like 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and around. FaceApp recognized it as a face and put wrinkles in the right places and everything. And then you keep doing it, and it actually built a face.
And what face did Jesus?
It built a face of an old man or an old person. They put hair on him and everything, and then they do deep think things as well. So they put deep fake things. So they put that face onto like deep fakes, and it was fine. But these guys are switched on. They do. I wish I could remember their names.
Are they the ones that watch they review the CGI? I sent you that channel.
Yeah, you sent me the channel, and then I got into it deep, like way too deep.
Yeah, those guys are really good because they also have stuntmen that come up and do. I started watching Punisher on Netflix because I watched their review with the stunt guy.
Punisher's really good, hey?
Punisher's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome, and he's really good. I can't remember the actor's name, but it's really, really excellent. And it was cool because they showed like an actual stuntman who I think he worked for. I think he's Tom Cruise's stuntman, stunt double or whatever,
could be,
or something. And he went through some really good stunts and really bad stunts, and you start seeing like stunt guys that have to deal with actors that are not really on point. And they showed the Force Awakens scene when they're all fighting, and you see people like just the stunt guys that have to wait for the actors
to come in,
in, and like they're already all like switched on, and they just gotta kind of like dance around and do shit. And that's really cool. Like,
But talking about Tom Cruise, have you seen Top Gun? The new trailer for Top Gun 2. He's back.
Did they FaceApp him?
Maverick is back, and he's going to be old Maverick.
Oh man,
it's basically it looks quite cool. It looks quite fun.
Yeah, well, like it's almost impossible to like a really shitty movie now.
Yeah, but like, no, but he well, as usual, he says he does all his own stunts, and he was in the cockpit and flying and whatever. It's. I mean, at least the trailer looks really fun. And it's got that, the Navy Air Force anthem in the background, the classic Top Gun thing. And so you
new recruitment
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that was what it was, wasn't it?
I think so.
It was a recruitment video for the Navy back in the day. Anyway, dude, my ass is becoming square and I'm sweating like a pig.
You gotta go and see your daughter.
Yeah, give a good night.
Okay, man.
So, yeah, sick, man.
We'll see you in September.
See you guys in September.
Awesome. Listen more. Arcade Studio Podcast.
Sick. Ciao.
Cheers. Spread the word, spread the conversation, spread the podcast, and follow us on Spotify, iTunes, and Spreaker, YouTube, and yeah.
Wherever you can find a podcast, we're pretty much there. So yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.